What's up, guys? We're going to be working on 95 Mazda Miata. Today we're going to be installing a new stereo. It's going to be an aftermarket one. So let me show you how it looks. Okay, so this is going to be the stereo that I got. It's going to be a 7-inch. There's things it came with. So I guess the steering wheel control, or remote. The wiring harness that comes with. So you look in the back. That's how it looks. You would think a USB will go in there, but it actually goes in the front. Then that's it. So it'll be pretty easy to put these wires in the back. I should put that like that. So then we have the mounting points with the screws, and it came with a backup camera. But since we're going to be installing it onto the Miata, I don't think we're going to put a backup camera. So let me show you what else we need before. Let's say we do get this. We are going to need a wiring harness for it. That's how it looks. So if you try to put the stereo on the stock wiring, it's not going to work. You're going to have complications. But these wiring harness makes it so much easier to put it. Okay, so this is the wire. So of course we have, I guess, using ground on the body, the chassis. This is how the wiring diagram goes. Wire color. So then these are the tools you're going to need: a drill or a screwdriver with a magnet, just in case if you drop your screws, you can always pick it up with this. And the method I'm going to use is going to be the wire twist, and you either use the electric tape or the heat shrink. I either go with those two options just because it'd be easier. All right, so this is the this is the option I'm going to use. This is going to be the butt connectors. I'm going to use one screw for the ground to see where I could connect it, or use this option, this one right here. So you can either use this method, or you can either use the twisting wire method. But I'm going to go with this one. I can show you apart how to do the twisting method. It's pretty simple, but let's get to the Miata. Now that we're into the Miata, so the screws, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 2 here. One under the Miata, and one right there, the other one right there. And then there's gonna be more in here. So we're gonna have to take off these little fans, the vents. First, let's take off these and clean up here. All right, so yeah. Now that we have all the screws off, let's close this. And make sure you have your e-brake up, because you don't want the car moving. And you're gonna put this probably just more back, like drive or a neutral. And you're gonna finally pop this up from, let's see, this side. And remember, there's gonna be, these two are gonna be holding on to the center console. So let's see, there we go, pop it off. Oh, and remember, there's 2 wires. So one for the light for here, and one for the window switches. So let's take those off. Let me do this with 2 hands and show you how it looks. Okay, we have the big one, now the small one. So we just press that little tab, pull it up. So this is how it looks now, empty. So for mine, it doesn't have the bolts that, so there's this one, and there's also the other side as well. Actually, no, there's just one. So for mine, it's just one. So you're gonna take off this one if you have it. And then I'm gonna show you how to take off these. There's 2 methods, from grabbing it to pull it, or using a screwdriver to stick it in and take it out like that. I'll show you the screwdriver method. So you're gonna turn it down like that. And I think you're gonna grab it through here. There we go. You're just gonna like kind of pull it like this. And then this one I could just put it like, see? There we go. Now that we have that exposed, can you see the screw? That little black thing, let me zoom in. Right there. So same thing for this side. So you're gonna take those 2 out and just take out the screws, and then we're gonna pull this thing out and show you what to unplug, just like that. These are the 2 screws that we're holding on the top. Just put them away, right there. And then finally we can just pop this thing out, like that. Yeah, since I don't have that little screw right here. So pop it out. Why does it want to come out? Be gentle with this. So now it pops off. So right now we have our headlights up. So see that tab right there? You're gonna push that and you're gonna pull it out. So let me do that and see how it looks in the back. Now we have that piece out. This is the wires. This is where the 2 screws are holding on to. And as you can see, there's no screws on my stereo. So in this case, we could kind of move this one more back. We're gonna pull out the stereo. Yeah, so you're gonna unplug these wires. Let me unplug all of them and show you which one it took out. That was pretty simple. So it was just 2 big wires like this, and that's the ground wire I was talking about on the chassis. Yeah, I know you're gonna hate me for letting it hang like that. And this is gonna be the antenna wire that goes through here. And where we're gonna plug this on, I'm gonna show you. So this is where we're gonna plug it on onto the new stereo right there. And I think that's it for here. So let's take out that ground wire and bring the other stereo. To remember, I might need to reuse on this is probably the mounts, or we could use the aftermarket ones, the ones that came with the stereo. Sorry about that. I forgot to show the part number for the wiring harness. This is it. I probably did show in the beginning, but this is how it looks. Fits perfect right on there, so it meets up. So of course the green wire is going to be these 2 right there. The purple one is going to be the other one. And now we have the main wires. Power one, the ground. I'm trying to figure out the ground one. Maybe we're just going to connect it to his main one, but maybe the stereo one comes with the ground itself already. Through here. All right, so let's test fit. Now that we have our stereo, we have our mount. So what I'm thinking is I'm gonna put it like this. See how it sits flush, and we're gonna use the bolts that it came with. So let's start putting them and see how it looks, and we're gonna fit it right there. I put the old one back on to get a reference on how this will sit. So since it's a single din, that original, it's gonna be a double din. So I need to get a reference on how I'm gonna mount it. Hopefully it will fit right. So let's give it a try. Let's take out the other one, put this one. So the measurement I got, so let's put it all the way up. I probably got a measurement of like just right there, just a little bit, like just enough room from the top. That way you could just put that the center console back. So let me tighten these up and do the same thing for the other side and fit it on. This is what I got, one solid piece. So let's start installing that thing. So I had to readjust this. So I relocated the top bolt, this one, so you can see the other one. So I relocated on the top just to have it a little bit crooked. I don't know if you can see it, just so it could flush with this. So let's get that on there. So right there, how it sits. You can see the hole. Oh, and I opened my glove compartment and I found like 2 other bolts, so that's where I can mount it on. So let's mount it. That's how it looks now with the bolts. Just keep in mind that I haven't installed the wires because we are going to test fit it with this. We're just trying to make sure we're test fitting. So to take off this bottom piece is just 2 screws. Take them out, pop that thing out. Now that we have it off, slap this thing on. That's our problem right there. So that's how we test fit. So let's see. I don't know if I should take those out. Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna be using a housing frame. I'm just gonna just install it like this, no frame. So I noticed that I was putting on the center console. The screen needs to be more popped out. So what we're gonna do is move it more, like pop it out, and this one more back. So we're gonna take it off again, and then we're gonna move the mounting points more back to the, I guess, the stereo. So let me take it out and move those points back, and I'll show you how it looks and where did I put it. So from comparing it to the OEM one, see how close it is to the face. So we're gonna move it all the way back to probably this line to where the screws are at. So let me do that, show you how it looks. So this is how it looks now. Look how far it is from the face. I did it crooked as well. So The top one more in the back, and I guess the bottom one more in the front. So let's test fit it with the center console. Okay, so now that we how I said we were gonna do, so it does have a big gap in the bottom. Bugs me a little bit, but it's cool. I am gonna put it a little bit lower, just a little bit, but this is good like that. Something that's interfering right now, it's this. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is shave off a little bit of that plastic. Oh, I did take off that little the clip, but I'm gonna shave off this, also that side. So let's do that, and we're gonna lower this one a little bit more, and yeah, I'll show you in a bit. All right, so now that we moved it, I did accidentally crack it right there when I was drilling it, but now we already trimmed that little pieces, this side too. So let's put this on. All right, so that's how it looks. It actually looks better. Not a big gap in the top, not a big gap in the bottom. So I could just kind of like put something between there, I guess like a little cloth or something. So now it doesn't move. All right, so finally we can actually get to the wiring now. Okay, now for the next step, now the wiring. So let's take everything out again. Now we're gonna do the wiring. So these two will automatically connect to there. You won't get them confused because they perfectly fit on there. So finally, now we're gonna connect all these right here. So let me see, show you. Okay, so the black one, the ground one, put it out. This one right here will go to the one that's in a car. Yeah, that one right there. So then we're gonna go to these and plug them up to the car, and we're all pretty much set. So let me show you the first method. All right, for the first one I'm gonna show, so this one's gonna be black and green. Same thing with this one. This one with the radio, this one with the car harness. So I'm gonna show you that heat shrink method. So it's just twisting the wires and heat shrinking it. Make sure you get your heat shrink on it. You can use electric tape, but I just use heat shrink, just it could look nicer. So let's start twisting these two wires together. Get the two wires and then start twisting together, and you're gonna get this. There you have a wire twirl. You can finally put your heat shrink right over it and heat shrink it. Now for this next step, heat shrink. There you have it, the heat shrink method. Now I'm going to be using my method, which is the butt connectors. I forgot to mention, but if you are going to do the butt connector method, you're going to need some of these. The wire cutter, wire clamp. I don't know what you call them. So first you're going to twist them. You're going to put the butt connector right through. Come on. I'm going to do it with two hands. All right, now that you have the wire through, where you're gonna clamp it, you're gonna clamp it on the neck piece right here. Either or, you can either do it right here on this part or on the C type right here. So my method, I'll just use it on this one right here. I'll show you how it looks when I do that. All right, so this is how it looks now. It looks flat, you could say. Now it's not coming out. So now I'm gonna do all of them. Now with the green wire, the other one, I'm gonna use this one. So it looks, so that way this one can slip right through, just like that. So I'm gonna do all of them and show you at the end. This is how it's starting to look. All right, let's continue. Bam. Okay, so I was looking at these four wires. These are the main ones. So the blue one's gonna be for the antenna or remote, I assume, for like amplifier. And these four wires, the green one is for illumination. Actually, so just look at the colors. And look right here. So it's gonna be those four bottom ones: the brown, yellow, pink, and orange. And for the orange one, I'm gonna connect it to with the ground, just because if you don't do that, and if in order that you want to watch videos, you have to put the e-brake up. But in this case, it's gonna be with the ground, so it's constantly gonna have the e-brake on into the, I guess you could say, stereo. See, orange with the handbrake or e-brake. I'm gonna do the orange one or the black one just like that, and add that one of these connectors. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but if it works, you can try it. So this is how it looks now. So to the car, to the stereo. So these are the wires I left out. So you see how the ground and orange one. So remember, that's where we're gonna put the ground wire that we see inside the car. And this one is the e-brake one, which we don't need. So if we put the e-brake up, it's gonna send signal to this orange one, and then we can finally watch videos like the MP4 videos. So let's start putting all this into the car, test that, and show you how it looks. All right, so now that we have everything plugged up, these are the 3 wires that's only gonna come out. Unless you have an amplifier, then that's where you start adding onto the yellow, the left out, the right out, and etc. So let's start plugging these onto that and turn on the car. Now that we turn on the ignition, I see there's LEDs calling on. Oh, there we go. You can also hear that. Oh, that's pretty smooth. All right, so now I don't know what to do. Let's see. So now that we know it works and the speakers work, so that's AV in, so that's the AV wires. That's the Android link. Supposedly this thing has CarPlay. I can't plug it up and record at the same time because I'm using the phone to record. But it looks like it works good. Actually, see. So that's AV in. We're gonna figure it out. This touchscreen actually works pretty good. It's pretty fast with it. So let's see. Watch. There we go. You don't have to like force tap it. So see if it plays some music real quick. This is there we go. Well, I'm getting no signal here, and plus my antenna is broken in the back. So as long as we know it works, let's plug everything back. We'll put everything back and show you how it looks. So let's cut this thing off, hold it. There we go. You hear the antenna in the back. All right, so let's put everything back the same way how we took it. It's just everything backwards. So let's do that. Okay, so I could record with the CarPlay. So right now I have it connected to the phone. So that's how it looks. It's a little slow when it comes to see, a little laggy. But I mean, you have CarPlay. I guess you could say that's one thing to show off about. So like the map, everything works. So yeah, that's CarPlay for you. So if I unplug it, it goes back. Right, now that we have everything back on, looks pretty clean, pretty cool. At least it has CarPlay. So I wanted to show how this remote works. I don't know yet, but it looks like it takes the little battery, so the AAA. So let's put those on. And we're gonna put that little cover back on, this one. So it'll look cool right there, or right here. So let's try it out if it really works. All right, so for the moment of truth, it's on. Let's see, I guess menu. Oh, there, it's really responsive. I guess mode. Oh wow, it's pretty quick with it. So volume. Actually, you can't even see it. So there you go. That's the volume. So if you're kind of like, I'm too lazy to just reach over here, and you got your little remote right there. So I guess mode again. No, it doesn't want to work. Yeah, so it kind of glitched out, but I pressed the button, I hold it, I guess turn it off. So put it on standby, and it worked again. So I guess I'm gonna go to mode one more time, or menu. There you go. I guess you can't even change it from there. And I guess you just press whatever you want, like USB or anything like that. So that's the menu. And Bluetooth. That's how it's gonna look. All right, and that's how you install it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, your opinions on it. I mean, it works. Better than having the stock one. So that way you can listen to your own music instead of having that little tape thing with the aux. So yeah, that's how you do it. If you have no idea, hopefully this video helped. All right, have a good afternoon after this.